The good thing about filming on this camcorder, the quality is not as terrible. The bad thing is the audio. The audio sucks so bad. My last video was a bit different than what I usually am used to doing. My first attempt at a vlog, probably won't do it again. There is one thing that I can, or probably will, do, that I probably will vlog. My cousin is getting engaged soon. That's a thing that's happening, so I'll probably be vlogging that. Anything else for this foreseeable future? I don't think so. If I think of anything that might be a bit interesting, maybe, but I don't know. Shut that door. Anyway, what am I going to be talking about today? If you've seen the title of the video, you know. Black Lightning Season 2, Episode 3. This episode was It was just a bit naff, really. Nothing really happened this episode. This was definitely a slow episode. This was probably a filler episode. There were no new villains introduced. We get a little bit of character on the Painkiller, which is always good. He's a character that I enjoy seeing. The more we get of him, the better. One important thing that did happen in this episode is that Tobias Whale, the main villain of the series, got arrested. They beat the main villain in the first episode. In the third episode, there's 10 more. I don't think he's going to be caught for long. Just a sneaking suspicion. I don't think he's going to be caught for long. Another thing, the action sequences in here are not good enough. You're on Netflix. You're competing with the Marvel shows. You're competing with Marvel. You're competing with Daredevil, which just came out, which had some of the best fight scenes in the history of film and cinema, and you're coming out with Black Lightning fighting one guy who has a flamethrower. And yeah, I get it. Maybe the action in this season has been better than the first, but it's still not good enough to the point where it's a Marvel Netflix series standard. I get it, this is DC, but it has to at least try and be a competitor to Marvel Netflix. I guess DC Netflix, but it needs to compete with what Marvel's doing, because Marvel is up here and Netflix is down here. Not Netflix, DC is down here, and I want DC to get up there. Not beat Marvel, because you know I'm a Marvel fanboy, but I want it to be at least equal or just a bit less. Not down here. The effects on the show, on the other hand, are good. The lightning looks a bit cheesy, but it's still good enough for what it is. Tobias Whale is still really cheesy when it comes to villains. He is probably one of the worst villains this side of Malekith, probably. But still, there is a lot more character development I want to see on the villain side. On the hero side, I think they're doing an amazing job with the character development. The family gets a lot more. Jennifer gets a lot more character development. She meets a new character who seems to have abilities that are kind of like Madame Xanadu a bit. She seems to be able to teleport people into other worlds or otherworldly places, and she seems to be able to I don't know really, it's kind of hard to explain. she can translate your thoughts into reality. If that makes any sense. I don't know. I can't really think of anything else to talk about. That's kind of it. Again, this episode was very much a filler episode. Nothing really happened. We do get a bit more confrontation between the cop and Jefferson Pierce. That's always good to see, and I want to see how that's going forward. How that will end up going forward, and we get to see the new principal of Garfield High, who is an absolute knobhead. And I feel like they made him a knobhead because they wanted to, make him a knobhead. I don't know. It still feels very political, especially with the scene with this new lady who's kind of becoming Jennifer's therapist. She seems very political. She's like, here we are in a salon. Did you know that salons were actually created to take black people away from their black culture? But actually, they've been open to black culture, and it's where black people feel safe. It's where black women feel safe. Yeah, we understand that you're trying to be all lovey-dovey about that, but we don't really need it shoved down our throats. If you're going to go the political route, don't maybe try not to do it as forcefully as that. Try not to force it in. I understand the show's called Black Lightning. It's got black main character, a black family of superheroes, the main thing, and I get your main villain has albinism. I don't care. I want a good superhero story. I don't want it jammed filled with all this politics malarkey. I don't understand why it needs to be there. Maybe have a political undertone, but don't have politics be the main focus. Because they shouldn't be the main focus. It should be, right, we have a fun superhero story. Let's just make a fun superhero story. I don't know about who the target audience is for this show. I guess it's superhero fans and fans of Black Lightning, if there are any. But I don't see why they need to have so much politics in and around it. I feel, and I hope they don't do this, but I feel that they're going to make this new white principal. I feel like they're going to make him racist just to prove a point. I hope they don't go down that route, because I am liking this season more than the last season, because the last season did go severely overboard with the politics. And I mean, like, literally having a plot line, a storyline that was exactly the same as what happened in Charlottesville. Like, we don't, or, that's not something I want to see. I hate when real life is shoved into comic books or comic book themed things. It's an escape. Let it be an escape. It doesn't need to be overly political. It needs to be an escape. And so far, Black Lightning, at least in some scenes, most of the time, it can be that escape. But in some scenes, in some certain scenes, maybe not the important ones, but in some scenes it is definitely shoved down your throat that this isn't, that this is trying to be a bit deeper than it actually is. I don't think it's needed. Maybe other people might get a bit more out of this, but I'm just saying I don't. I don't know. I don't really know what more I can say. this video is probably going to piss off a lot of people because, you know, I'm actually, you know, showing my views on something. I don't want politics shoved into comic books, into comic book things, into comic book movies, into any movie that doesn't need political themes. If it's a political drama, then sure, have it be political, because it's literally in the genre description. But this is a superhero action movie or show. Let it be a superhero show, and don't have it be super political unless if it's needed, and here it's not needed. And I guess the reason why I'm actually getting annoyed and why it's not needed there in the scene is the scene is about finding a safe place for Jennifer, who is experiencing powers or gaining powers of her own. She can like generate fire or something. It's not really greatly described in the show itself. It's not really shown. Apparently she has healing abilities as well, but her fire actually hurts people. I don't understand that aspect of her powers, and her powers haven't really been described to the audience yet. But still, I don't know. In that scene, it's all about taking her to a safe space, a safe haven where she can relax and feel relaxed. So so her therapist decides to take her to a hair salon because it's where black women, most of the time, feel relaxed. No. You're trying to find a place for an individual to feel relaxed. So you go to her school, or you go to a date she had with Khalil, or somewhere else. You go to her bedroom or something. You don't take her to a place where just because of the subgroup that she fits into, feels safe there. Maybe she had a bad experience in a salon. You never know. And maybe she doesn't feel safe there. You never know. It's not really... It's almost like they forget about characters and they just focus on what they are instead of who they are. That's just my opinion. But like I said, this is just my opinion. If yours is different, sound off in the comments below. I will read all of those in a coming comedy show, reading comments video. Click on all those lovely links in the description down below, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Like, subscribe, share. Don't know why I'm asking you to like the videos, because liking actually doesn't do anything. It's just to show that you like the video. So like it if you like the video. If you dislike the video, well, I don't know what to do then. I'm sorry, I guess. Subscribe, hit notification bell. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.